And good evening. Thank you very much for being with us, everybody. Our top story, a woman who we all thought was the victim of a random attack surrenders herself after admitting she put drain cleaner on her own face.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen Bethany Storro since she described her bogus attack while she was still in the hospital. On your side, investigator Dan Tilkin is live at the Clark County Courthouse. And Dan, any more insight into why she did this?
Well, we know she's living in a mental health facility here in Northeast Vancouver. We know that she told investigators she put that drain cleaner on her face trying to kill herself. But today, she said very little. When Bethany Storro entered the courtroom with her parents, her injuries were immediately apparent.
And her face is much more red now.
She's accused of theft, using $1,500 of the $28,000 donated for her medical expenses to instead buy meals, train tickets to Seattle, and clothing.
At this point, we would waive the formal reading of the charges and enter not guilty pleas to all 3 counts.
You do wish to plead not guilty at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll accept the not guilty plea.
Storro, who is hearing impaired, read the judge's lips during the 4.5-minute hearing, where she only said a few words. No explanation about why she blamed a non-existent black woman for the bogus acid attack a month ago.
Once it hit me, I could actually hear it bubbling and sizzling in my skin.
Outside court, we wondered if she had anything to say to the people who helped financially and defended her when holes in her story began to emerge.
Bethany, do you have an apology for the public?
She had no comment. The first to raise questions about Storro's account was an upstart newspaper, the Vancouver Voice. But you guys were the first to raise this publicly.
That's correct.
And then got hammered for it.
We did get hammered for it, and you know, I did feel bad for a minute just for raising these questions, but they needed to be raised.
Today, the case drew media from 3 television networks and Inside Edition. Storro was surrounded by cameras after being booked and released from the jail to leave with her parents.
I don't plan to file charges against anybody else at this point. I have no direct evidence that there was that there was any accomplice in the theft charges.
Now, once again, Storro is not in jail, and as I mentioned, she is living in that mental health facility here in Vancouver, and her trial is in December. Now, as for the money that was donated, the prosecutor tells me that some of it has been returned. Storro's parents promise it will all be returned. Dan Tilkin, K2 News.
Clearly still a lot of intrigue as to why a young woman would do this to herself. Dan, thank you. Meantime, a forensic psychiatrist told ABC's Robin Roberts he doubts Storro's claim she wanted to kill herself.
If she wanted to kill herself, she could have drank a small quantity, and clearly she would have killed herself. The fact that she covered her eyes, she was planning for tomorrow, and a person who has a suicidal motivation doesn't plan for functioning beyond the self-inflicted wounds.
Michael Wellner said many self-mutilation patients often try to gain attention from people close to them. While he's not sure Storro should be behind bars, he does think she should apologize.